Oh God, I feel like I'm a freaking melt or something. You know the context about that, I'll tell you right now. It's 97 degrees in Syracuse, New York, with feel-like temperatures 118 and I believe a heat index of 103 degrees. It's fucking hot as a motherfucker, man. But hey, Oklahoma City's the 2025 Oklahoma City Thunder, maybe. The 2025 NBA champions. The only reason why probably I'm doing this podcast, well, not the only reason why, I didn't discuss the finals anyways, to the full-fledged podcast. My God, man, it is fucking hot, man. The dedication due for this podcast should not be taken for granted, man. Should not be taken for granted, man, to say the least. If you're watching on YouTube, hit a like button to today's video. Hit a comment on today's video. Also, hit the subscribe button. Turn bell for all post notifications. If you're watching on Spotify, hit me a 5-star rating on the Spotify. The green platform, obviously, you can see the green platform like my podcast logo. As well as hit another comment in today's podcast. And if any of you are watching on Patreon 2 hours early, which I probably doubt you people are, but it is what it is. We hit I'm not gonna say I've hit a 5-star rating, obviously. Don't say that. But always sign up $5 a month for Patreon. Get this podcast 2 hours early. For anybody else is on YouTube and every 2.5 hours on every audio platform. It's gonna be a freaking long. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a long ass podcast per se. There's only 4 things to discuss, and I'll say this day in sports and wrestling history. Pop culture today, obviously. Well, let me discuss Sean Diddy Combs and say how maybe I will, but I'm not going to discuss Sean Diddy Combs today. That's all it is, honestly. It's all it is Sean Diddy Combs in pop culture, what let me say. By the way, every 10 minutes from now, let's see, obviously 2 minutes and 10 seconds on this podcast right now. Every 10 minutes, there will be social media promotions, also Patreon promotions. Maybe not every single social media platform today, because it's going to be not be a long podcast, people. It's not going to be a long podcast. But to say the least, it's going to be social media promotions when what's coming up on the podcast or anything else in social media, to say the least. We're going to discuss that very much in a couple minutes from now, to say the least. Let's go in your introduction, shall we? Listen, Shotzi details her final days in WWE for us to release, obviously, a couple months ago. Discuss that. AEW's Buddy Matthews gives an update on his ankle injury suffered at Grand Slam, Australia. Discuss that. And on the NBA side, the Oklahoma City Thunder win the 2025 NBA Finals by beating the Indiana Pacers in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And by the way, we wish Tyrese Halliburton nothing but the best. It's sort of like he obviously had a calf injury when in Game 5. He obviously played in Game 6 and he still had a great performance. Oh my God, man. He just he torn Achilles off the bone, it looked like. Last night, it looked freaking brutal for Tyrese Halliburton. So wish that man nothing but the best. As a Thunder fan, that looked freaking brutal to see. Even the Thunder fans in the crowd were stunned and just silent, to say the least. We're going to discuss the finals, Game 7. Also, the Rockets and the NBA blockbuster trade officially trade for Suns All-Star forward and all-time great Kevin Durant. We'll discuss that. As always, this day in wrestling and sports history to finish off your podcast. As always, thank you for watching. No Limits Lucas, maybe. As always, on today's episode number 12 for June 23rd, 2025. I don't know what freaking day it is, honestly. Starting with, you guessed it, Shotzi, a former WWE superstar. Shotzi Blackheart, Shotzi in general. Shotzi details her final days in WWE. Former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, Shotzi suddenly parted ways with the WWE earlier this year after 6 years, tenure with the company, or the promotion, what I call it, leading to some criticism from online fans, what they always freaking do, considering that WWE opted not to renew her contract. However, shortly before parting ways with WWE, Shotzi was delegated back to NXT, which she recounted during an interview with the Ariel Helwani show. I was never meant to stay in NXT. They told me, look, okay, we'll give you 2 months at NXT and we'll bring you back up to SmackDown. So I was really hopeful that I was going to get something at SmackDown. She recalled adding that she was also told that she'd be working with Chelsea Green probably for, like I said, the United States Championship for the female side of things at some point. It was just like week after week, they're like, oh, we're going to move it back. We're going to move it back. And then it wasn't until like after around Mania where I was like, oh, maybe they're not going to renew my contract. Which that fucking sucks if you're thinking that mentally. That's got to suck big time. Shotzi knows that despite going through a lot of emotions when she realized her time in WWE would be up, she still tries to stay positive, like big things are coming, like I just got to keep pitching things. I got to like keep putting myself out there. Even though I'm not showing up to TV, she recalled, but then part of me was like, okay, I need to get ready for this because like my contract's going to be up and I don't get those 90 days to figure out my stuff. Shotzi was later asked when she got the call from WWE, claiming that she had just gotten back from the gym and was at home. I actually was just sitting in my living room, no TV, no music, just contemplating my career a little bit. She said, I had just put out that big promo kind of calling out WWE to like give me a call, so I don't know. Well, I was just gonna let it sink in, she said. Shotzi then added that many people believe that her promo against WWE was why she got released, but claimed that she doesn't think that was the deciding factor in her parting with the promotion. I don't think that'd be that year. It could be kind of very much petty from WWE. They'd be pretty much petty for them for sure. I mean, plus it's obviously owned by TKO and everything. You know what that? They're petty in general as well too. I probably will never know why they released me, but like WWE doesn't owe me anything. That's showbiz, right? Like they just didn't think that I was money, and that's okay. I can take that. She claims Shotzi was added that her long time away from television ended up preparing her for eventual release. However, while her career with the WWE is over, Shotzi is still hopeful for her future in professional wrestling. Okay, now I get to go out there and do what I love to do, full speed. Like no one is going to make me my schedule. I get to make my schedule. I get to work every weekend if I want to. She pointed out. It's a very positive feeling for her to do that. I like that from her in all honesty. Shotzi was a very underutilized talent in WWE. When she got up to the main roster, she just didn't do anything, and that's kind of sad. Obviously, got sent back down to NXT, being a group with Gigi Dolan and Tam Paxley, which is still kind of developing to the day. With Tam Paxley's possessed gimmick, she lost Gigi Dolan as well. So there you go. We shall find out what Shotzi does supposed to be. I think she's still doing indie bookings from right now. Well, at least I think she is. Did she get the 90-day non-compete clause? I don't even know if she freaking did, people. That's how freaking clueless I can be sometimes, to say the least. Wrap up this segment, Nolan Mr. Lucas. Moving on to AEW's Buddy Matthews gives an update on his ankle injury he suffered at Grand Slam Australia. Former AEW World Trios champion Buddy Matthews has been out of action for just over 4 months at the time of this writing, after suffering an ankle injury at AEW's Grand Slam Australia event on February 15th, 2025. Matthews unsuccessfully challenged Kazuchika Okada for AEW Continental Championship on that night. But as he got into the ring, Matthews rolled his ankle to the point where he damaged some of his cartilage or cardiology or something like that, and particularly tore some ligaments. The Australian star finished the match, but was seen leaving the arena on crutches, and he has stated that while he has been doing okay in recent weeks, he's still not 100%. However, his latest update has not been so good. That's not great to hear. Matthews took to Instagram Live to give some fans some updates on how he was doing, but instead of providing a positive update, he instead revealed that his recovery hasn't been going to plan. He said the ankle is not recovering as well as I thought it would be. There's no mobility to it. If I can't have mobility, I can't properly once it hits 3 months without healing. It becomes chronic. I thought I'd be back in the ring in April, end quote. Sucks to hear from Buddy Matthews, man. Because it's probably more lucky the damn ring was being so fucking small. Like, what the fuck is AEW doing with their freaking rings about going overseas? Like, what the fuck, bro? You have a big ring as in the States, United States, that'd be. But you can't, like, ship another ring to Australia or ship a ring to some state of a ring, like, in Australia to a point. Like, what the fuck? We had all this time to prep around for the AEW Grand Slam Australia event. And just to be like, not even do that is just kind of mind-boggling, if you ask me to say at least. Before we get back to the podcast today, I want to promote some, like, social media and Patreon, obviously. Starting with Patreon, man. Let's discuss Patreon. Patreon.com/LucasCiano. You can get everything for, like, the podcast. No one's Lucas, the podcast you're seeing right now, the full-fledged podcast. 1 hour before everybody else may be on YouTube, and every hour and a half on every audio platform. I originally said 2 hours, but I'm not going to do 2 hours, man. Because by the time this recording and every normal recording, be like a couple more before I get into some wrestling-themed shows or wrestling events like NXT, Raw, Dynamite, and also Friday Night SmackDown. So go check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/LucasCiano. You can get all things like the podcast 1 hour early for everybody else. Your latest most social media skits, like, or reels in general, you'll see on, like, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and also YouTube Shorts every, like, 2 days before everybody else does. So that's patreon.com/LucasCiano. Go check that out to say the least. Let's get back to the podcast. Moving on to my Oklahoma City Thunder. They win the 2025 NBA Finals by beating the Indiana Pacers in Game 7 last night. Oklahoma City is the champion of the world, the NBA. You love it, bro. It's my favorite basketball team. I've been ups and downs. Been a lot of freaking downs in the past, man, believe it or not. We're going to discuss this right now. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the NBA champions, like I said. The Oklahoma City capped up a throw in the NBA Finals on Sunday with a dominating second half with Game 7 secure a 103-91 victory over the Indiana Pacers. I'm getting choked up, bro. I don't know. I'm not even choking up big time. I had dinner to say, I ain't crying, people. Don't get it twisted. And the franchise's first NBA title since its move from Seattle to Oklahoma City, also being formerly known as Seattle Supersonics in 2008. A Pacers team that rallied for multiple unlikely wins throughout the playoffs, kept pressure in the fourth quarter after digging a 22-point hole. But without their injured star Tyrese Haliburton, like I said at the top of the podcast, wish them nothing but the best. Looks like he ruptured his Achilles, and that fucking sucks for him to say at least. We wish Tyrese Haliburton nothing but the best. They couldn't complete the comeback. The win caps off a brilliant season in which the Thunder posted a league best 68 wins, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was named league MVP for the first time. Gilgeous-Alexander powered the Thunder effort Sunday night to put away the Pacers team that pushed them to the brink. They freaking did big time, man. The Pacers played fucking tough all series long. So shout out to the Indiana Pacers. I said on my Twitter, we're going to discuss Twitter a little bit in the podcast. My God, man. The Indiana Pacers were freaking, oh my God. They were fucking tough all series long. I ain't going to lie. So shout out to the Indiana Pacers for sure, man. Even without Tyrese Haliburton, with Tyrese Haliburton, they were fucking tough as hell. TJ McConnell needs a serious damn raise after the whole series he did. Like, yes, man, if the Pacers would have won this series, Tyrese Haliburton was not going to be my finals MVP for the Pacers. It was going to be fucking TJ McConnell. Because, my God, man, that dude was, like, every time I was a Thunder fan, I was like, oh my God, not this dude again. That's because he does his job perfectly off the bench for the Pacers, that backup point guard of Tyrese Haliburton. Now he could be starting a good old chunk of the season. Tyrese Haliburton could be back in time for the next year. It'd be kind of like Jason Tatum to the point where he ruptured his Achilles in like, what was it, the Knicks finals, to Game 6 of the final and conference semifinals. I believe it was the last game as well before he went to Game 7. Did he go to Game 7? I don't even fucking know, people. Oh my god, so you get the point. It's a similar injury to like Jason Tatum to a point. So waiting finally we get Tyrese Halliburton back by 2025-2026 season for the Pacers. But as an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, I am at sky-high excitement, man. Well, our first title since coming to Oklahoma City in 2008, like I said, before performing as the Seattle Supersonics. This is huge, man. SGA was also Finals MVP in this match. This is almost a match. I'm not wrestling anymore, Lucas. SGA's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was named Finals MVP, which basically competed a trifecta. He was the league's MVP. I believe it was Western Conference Finals MVP. Or Western Conference Finals MVP. And now NBA Finals MVP. That's freaking huge for SGA, bro. That's fucking huge, man. People are saying like he's already the greatest Thunder of all time. I don't know, man. I know, trust me, I know Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant never won a title with the Thunder. I get what you're saying there. But come on, Russell Westbrook did this for so many years. SGA's been around for what, only 5? Yeah, it was in the 2020 season, yeah. It was about 5-6 seasons with the Thunder. Russell Westbrook did this whole prime years with the Thunder, and he's doing this. Was MVP and everything else he did in the past. Averaging triple doubles left and right in his sleep. Man, I know SGA got the Finals MVP and got the Thunder a first championship. But let's cut the brakes just a tiny bit. Is he up there? Yeah, absolutely. I think he's better than KD for all of our greatest Thunder. That may be a hot take too. But him and his neck and neck with Westbrook, I don't know, bro. I think he's those two neck and neck. If SGA wins another MVP, another Finals MVP, another NBA championship, then he'll probably put the conversation being the greatest Thunder of all time. Which makes the Paul George trade even worse for the Clippers. Not only did they trade an MVP, they trade a Finals MVP, they trade a Western Conference Finals MVP. For Paul George and get nothing in return for the Clippers. Easily the worst. This might be the worst trade ever. Worse than the Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett trade with the Nets and Celtics back in, like, the 2010s era? That's probably worse than that. That's probably worse than that, to say the least. So we only find out, man, the Thunder are NBA champions, but we are the champions. We are the champions. I had to do that, man. I'm sorry. All serious, shout out to the freaking Pacers, man. They freaking showed the fuck up. They brought to a team that won 68 games and lost 14 games in the whole regular season to a Game 7 as the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. The Pacers will be back with the Real Tyrese Halliburton. I'm telling you that right now, to say the least. But my Thunder on top of the mountain, boys. We are on top of the mountain. Let's go Oklahoma City, to say the least. Moving on to a blockbuster trade that happened on Sunday, the day of the Game 7 in the NBA Finals. A former Oklahoma City Thunder, nonetheless. Houston Rockets officially trade for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is on the move, concluding weeks of speculation about where the superstar forward would land. The Phoenix Suns traded Durant to the Houston Rockets in exchange for Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. Phoenix also received a 10th overall pick in 2025 NBA draft, which I believe is their first rounder. Technically, yes, it is. It was basically from the Kevin Durant trade from the Brooklyn Nets and Phoenix Suns. But it's funny. Kevin Durant got traded for the first round pick in 2025 to the Suns, and then the Suns got traded back for the Suns pick, to say the least. It's kind of confusing. I get what you're saying there. And 5 second-round picks as part of this trade as well. The deal will not go officially through until July 6th per ESPN's Bobby Marks, due to a restriction in Green's rookie extension to be Jalen Green, a former second overall pick, which he signed last October. The second-round picks in the trade will stretch out to 2032 per ESPN NBA insider Jake Fisher. 2032, that is 7 years from now. That's fucking crazy, man. 7 years later, probably Kevin Durant's going to be long retired. Maybe not long retired, be what, like 44 by then? I believe he's 36, going on 37. My God, man, that's going to be a long-ass fucking time. LeBron will be retired, Kevin Durant will be retired, although Steph Curry will be retired by then. He probably will be retired by then. Who else? Maybe like somebody else. Probably, I'm forgetting, probably big time. My God, man. Oh my God. Kevin Durant is finally in his fifth team. 4 teams in the Western Conference. He was drafted by the Thunder / Supersonics. Then he went to the Warriors, Snake. Then he went to the Brooklyn Nets, who was an Eastern Conference team. Then he went to the Phoenix Suns. Now he's back and he's staying in the Western Conference with the Houston Rockets. 4 Western Conference teams compared to 1 in the Eastern Conference, obviously. I absolutely like this deal a lot for both teams. The Rockets not get up too much. I know they made the 10th overall pick might hurt a little bit, but then again, the 10th overall pick was not going to play in Houston because they got so many guys. They got Amen Thompson. Yeah, Fred VanVleet are probably going to bring back and decline his team out and bring him back for a cheaper price. Then you got the shooting guard position. God knows who will be Perry Cameron, Whitmore. Then you got KD, Kevin Durant, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr. at the power forwards. Then you got Alperen Şengün at the center position. You get brought back Steven Adams. I mean, damn, that's like what? So that's like 8 players and 9 players you put in KD. Like, where is this 10th overall pick going to play? How is he going to play? And then you got Reed Shepherd, too. That's 10. This guy was not going to play for shit. So that's not a big deal if you're giving up the 10th overall pick. Jalen Green was not a great playoff performer. He's not a great kind of the guy this year. Dylan Brooks might hurt the most, I feel, about this. Dylan Brooks is a great 3-and-D asset, perimeter defender, great three-point shooter. That might be the only asset that the Suns will get back other than their 10th overall pick. But I actually like the deal quite a bit for the Suns, too. You can probably trade Jalen Green. Someone's going to want the Bradley Beal contract. I heard just talks about Bradley Beal buying out his deal and everything with the Suns. So maybe they'll buy him out and maybe go with the contender in SALAs. You have Devin Booker and Jalen Green at backcourt. Man, what offense that can be, but definitely dog shit defense, to say the least. But then again, that's why you got Dylan Brooks in this trade. Then you probably draft an NBA-ready guy at 10 for the Suns. So wait and find out the Suns. I like this deal for the Rockets. This is a big-time deal for the Rockets. You show that in round 1 against Golden State. They needed that number 1 scoring option. It's Alperen Şengün. As much as he's very good at everything, but it's not going to be a number 1 option right now in Houston for the Rockets. But I like this deal for the Rockets big time. I like it more better than the Suns, honestly. But the Suns don't get a bad return at all. Obviously, not the deal they gave up for me. You got to give up, 4 first-round picks for KD? So wait and find out what the Suns do this offseason. Maybe they'll trade Jalen Green, reroute him somewhere else, maybe like the Bucks or something like that. One like a young superstar, maybe star in general, to say the least. But I like this deal quite a bit for both teams, in all honesty. We'll keep an update what Kevin Durant does in Houston, more and closer to get to the NBA season 2025-2026. And the same thing for the Phoenix Suns as well. Before we get to your final segment of No Limits to Lucas today, go follow my Twitter, twitter.com/x.com/LucasEAllen. We all full fly with like sports, wrestling, and pop culture / entertainment news and opinions. When I feel any topic going on the Twitter. If you don't want to follow me on Twitter, it's all good, man. Twitter is kind of a toxic place to be, honestly. But if you want to go follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/LucasEallen or x.com, I'm going to freaking name it. Twitter, X, I don't care. x.com/LucasEallen. Go follow there, in all honesty, to say the least. And finally, everyone, this day in wrestling and sports history. Starting wrestling, 2003. Triple H retained the World Heavyweight Championship in a mask versus title match on Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden, New York City. Cold General Manager Stone Cold Steve Austin had previously offered Kane a world title opportunity if he refused. Triple H's invitation to join Evolution, however, the Raw General Manager Eric Bischoff added the stipulation that if Kane did not win the championship, then he would be forced to unmask, which he did at the end of the show. That was a very big moment, to say the least. Moving on to 2008, the first night of the 6th WWE draft took place on Monday Night Raw from San Antonio, Texas. This draft was announced to help the decline in ratings for Raw in the United States since WrestleMania. I believe it would be 24. I think that's how you say it. And also for its initial purpose of freshening up the roster and storylines. WWE Champion Triple H defeated Mark Henry to win the first draft pick of Rey Mysterio being drafted from SmackDown to Raw. In the main event, Edge won a 15-man all-brand battle royal to win 2 draft picks, which were Mr. Kenny from SmackDown to Raw and WWE Champion Triple H from Raw to SmackDown. Other notable draft picks include CM Punk, who was the Money in the Bank contract holder from ECW to Monday Night Raw. Jim Ross was drafted from Raw to SmackDown. Michael Cole was drafted from the Blue brand to the Red brand, being Raw. Unlike the previous draft picks, with an outcomes being scripted and played in kayfabe, many talent were not told their scripted changes before this draft. So that was name one, 2009, a year later. Chris Jericho and Edge. Cope! Defeated Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio in a tag team steel cage match in the main event of the WWE SmackDown taping from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that's 2009. Moving on to 2014. On Monday Night Raw from Washington, D.C., Bad News Barrett retained the Intercontinental Championship against Dolph Ziggler, so that's Nick Nemeth now in TNA. And Stephanie McMahon defeated Vicky. Oh my god, man. Let's try again. Stephanie McMahon defeated Vicky Guerrero in a mud wrestling match. Dear God, man, that was awful. In the main event, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Sheamus defeated Alberto Del Rio. Bray Wyatt, we love Bray Wyatt. We miss him dearly. Cesaro is on Claudio Castagnoli in AEW, and Randy Orton in a handicap tag team match. That was 2014. Months later, in 2015. WWE Champion Seth Rollins defeated Dean Ambrose and Jon Moxley in AEW in the main event of SmackDown taping in Toledo, Ohio. So that was 2015. A little year later in 2016. WWE began taping their landmark Cruiserweight Championship tournament at Full Sail University, Orlando, Florida. The 32-man tournament featured a number of significant international names brought into the company, specifically for the tournament, including the Dakota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. The first round was taped in one night and included matches such as Johnny Gargano defeating Tommaso Ciampa and Lindsay Dorado defeating Mustafa Ali. So that's 2016. Your final thing this in wrestlers in 2019. Ricochet became the United States Champion by defeating Samoa Joe, WWE United States Champion, by the way, at WWE Stomping Grounds. Oh God, Stomping Grounds 2019. A fucking dog shit pay-per-view. And the name explains itself. Pay-per-view from the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. The other title match that on tonight saw Drew Gulak win the WWE Cruiserweight Championship in a triple threat dark match against champion Tony Nese and Akira Tozawa. Not even mention the bad shit like Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin, Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans. God, man, please don't make me throw up, man. I love Becky Lynch, I love Seth Rollins, but my God, those are awful matches, I'm sorry. And on to sports this day in history, 2015. The Golden State Warriors win their first NBA championship since 1975, defeating the Cleveland Cavaliers 105-97 in Game 6. Steph Curry in the Finals MVP, Andre Iguodala each scored 25 points for the Warriors, who won the final three games after Cleveland had a 2-1 taking a 2-1 series lead. 2015. A year later in 2016, LeBron James scored 41 points. Kyrie Irving as 23, and the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors 115-101 to even up the unpredictable series and force a Game 7. Back in Golden State, obviously. One of the best NBA finals of recent memory. One of the best, and there was a reason like this past NBA Finals went to Game 7 between Thunder and Pacers. The last one before that in Game 7 was Cavaliers and Warriors. That was freaking epic, man. That was a great Game 7. One of a great series, and also sports to say the least. So that's 2016. We on to 2022. A lot of Warriors in this podcast. The Golden State Warriors defeated the Boston Celtics 103-90 for a 4-2 series win. The Warriors' fourth title in 8 years. Finals MVP was Steph Curry. So that is this day in history, man. That is this day in wrestling and sports history. Thank y'all for watching. No Limits Lucas. Episode number 12 for June 23rd, 2025. We'll be back tomorrow with your flagship, episode 13, which for No Limits Lucas tomorrow will be in June 24th, 2025. Enjoy Monday Night Raw, people. Enjoy Monday Night Raw, to say the least. Until tomorrow, for more content, No Limits Lucas and Patreon, YouTube, and all audio platforms. Peace, love, and out. Take care. Love you all big time, to say the least.